Welcome back to the Principles of Seven. I am your humble host, Dave Sharp, and we are here with Mr. Jose Colunga. We've already done his introduction video, and we're going to talk about where he's at now and some things that we're going to be doing here in the not so distant future. So, Louie, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Last time we talked, you were on the ending stages of buying a house. How'd that work out?
Actually, it worked out pretty good. So I ended up buying the house that I'm currently living in now. I think it went pretty good. I mean, I'm a homeowner, and I mean, ultimately, what I wanted to do when I was sitting there incarcerated and thinking about like what I wanted to do to better myself and what my plans were, and everything seems to be falling right into place.
That is absolutely amazing to witness and to talk about. We've got some projects coming up that we're working on. You've seen some of the videos where we've put out discussing Bourbon Jacks. We've got an interview with Jack coming up on Saturday. It's going to be a fun interview. Jack is a real character. But in talking with Louie, all the things that we wanted for him and all the things that he wanted for himself, within a matter of how long you've been out now? 2 years?
Going on 3 years actually.
Absolutely. You bought a vehicle, bought a house. You have good employment.
Absolutely.
What's next?
Next for me is I want to keep working towards my goals and achieve the rest. I had, like I said, when I was sitting there in prison, I would make all these goals and things that I wanted to accomplish in my life. As I would get out or getting out, and I think that I've accomplished the majority of them. I mean, there's still a lot more that I would like to do, but it takes time and hard work, and I mean, I'm proof of it that you can do it, and I had a lot of hurdles in front of me, but I also had a lot of good people helping me out, and as long as you put in the work, if you want it bad enough, you'll accomplish it for sure.
Absolutely. Next thing that we're really working towards is we're going to start really trying to grow this YouTube channel, The Principles of Seven. And what we're about going out in the community and going around to businesses that are struggling. Some of we're working with Speed Clean Truck Wash. We're working with Bourbon Jacks. That's a restaurant and bar that's coming real soon. We have a limo service. We got 2 limos, a transit bus. We're looking at doing commutes back and forth between Hastings, going up to the casinos and back, and stopping there at the truck stop, grabbing any drivers that may be bored sitting there wanting to go do some gambling at the casinos. Not that we're impartial to gambling. I mean, whatever
Right.
people choose, everything is their choice. We find though that for the most part, the things we're doing aren't gambles. They are guided processes, and we understand where it's going, and we make sure that we create that end goal. So when it comes to the food truck, if I didn't mention that earlier, the food truck that we have that's just about completed, I think we're going to be looking at Saturday, this coming Saturday. Today's the 8th, so we're hoping by the 10th at the latest, Monday, we can get that in our possessions. The wrap's getting put on it now. We're going to get that out and about as fast as possible. We've worked on some really amazing menu items. It's good stuff. How do you feel about all that?
I think it's great. I mean, I think it's gonna work. I mean, hopefully people come out there and try the variety of food that we have to offer, and they're gonna be surprised at what we can do for sure.
Absolutely. The Bourbon Jacks is something that I'm really excited about. Some of you may or may not know the situation with that facility, but I've been down and I've spoken to the city. I've even put out a video where we went down and spoke with the Hastings Police Department, and we got support on that. So we're really looking forward to turning this thing around for Jack and showcasing what we can do. We've got a good group of people, and the majority of them have come from backgrounds where they've made mistakes, and an overwhelming majority have been locked up for one thing or another. We recently, something we've been kind of waiting for. We had Courtney show up. He was 17 years ago. He was convicted for murder, and it was, if you really go back and look at the case, it was not his gun. Another man pulled the gun, and it was either, somebody was dying that day. And let's just put it that way. It wasn't Courtney. But he served 17 years. And that time that he spent, he studied, learned a lot of things. The location we're at right now, you might be able to hear the dogs barking. In the future, we're not going to have that, but that's what we get for now. We kind of rushed to put this together, and I'm glad that Louie's here helping me. We've got a lot of other people involved, and we're going to start showcasing them. We had some treachery happen, and we lost some of the videos. That
unfortunately, yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, I've found some of them. Your introduction video, we haven't been able to locate yet. I believe I know where it might be, and if not, we're just going to go back and shoot another introduction video. This is actually 2, but we'll make it 1. I know I found Cody's, and we're going to get those back up on the channel from when they were, the channel was invaded, and we had some videos taken down, and we're going to get those put back into place.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about some of the other people that we have working with us, and some of the people that we've been helping, like Zach, Melody's your sister. She's an important part of what we do. Just kind of detail it out for us from your perspective.
Well, I mean, speaking of Zach or whatever, he's a good kid. I mean, he's a young adult or whatever you want to call it, but he's got his hurdles in life, and I mean, he tried to take his own life, and he's got the scars to prove it. But I've sat there and had like in-depth conversations with Zach, and he's really a good kid. He just I mean, he lets things get to him that me or you might be like, just kind of brush it off. But he's trying, and he's doing a lot better from when I first met him to now. He still has hurdles here and there, but he's doing a lot better, on that aspect. I mean, he's a hardworking guy. He's he does what he can, for the most part. And I mean, like I said, unfortunately, he has his demons, and which we all do, but he's working, against that, and luckily they haven't shown back up. And we try, or at least I do. I try to to talk to him, as a person and as a friend, and reach out to him, and tell him there's a better way than that, on that aspect. And what was the other question?
Oh, just talk about some of the members that we have and what they have to offer.
Melody Bailey, she is my sibling. She is my younger sister. She's a great person. She has a lot of knowledge, for sure. I mean, she's been there for me since day one of my personal situation. And I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? She sponsored me, I guess, whenever, I went out on home confinement. And I mean, she's been there for me, through everything, pretty much. And she's always got my back, and she's just one of those people that she's a good, kind-hearted person that, if you need help or stuff like that, that she's there for you. And I don't know, I love her. She's my sister. What else can I say?
Absolutely. So she's been working with someone that we have at NCS. Her name is Melinda, I believe.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we put out an episode about that situation where Melinda was actually living in a van outside of a hotel, in a hotel parking lot that she was getting permission to stay there. People knew she was down on their luck. We find that people are willing to extend a hand to help and do what they can, but we try to take that above and beyond, bringing her in. We reached out to her, brought her in, gave her a job, and she's done amazingly well for us.
Absolutely.
She's changed the way she dresses. Her attitude is different. She has completed drug court. She was very well known by the police in this town, and she hasn't had any run-ins with them since she's got cleaned up. There's actually court proceedings coming up here to help her get custody of her kids back, which we're really excited about. She's worked hard. We think that she deserves that. And, Melody gets all the credit in the world for the work that she's done now.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of the things that I do is helping people understand how their mind works. And anybody in life is susceptible to that placebo effect, as some know it as, but you can also look at that as a manifestation process, as they talk these days. If you can convince somebody that what you're telling them is the truth and that their life can change, and when they trust you and you tell them their life is going to change, and then you start putting action towards that, literally they start changing their own lives. And initially they believe it's, because of the work that you're doing, but that what we're finding and what we know is that is the power of the individual mind. Once you believe something, whether it's good or bad, that's exactly what you're going to bring into your life.
Absolutely.
You spent 12 years in prison. Tell me a little bit about that. Like, when you're sitting there in a prison cell, and I believe you tell me how long it was, but I know you spent a lot of time in a cell by yourself right before you were released. What goes through your head in that process?
Well, to start, you have to have a really strong mind to be able to, get out and live a normal life, because there's a lot of stress on the mind itself, not to mention, the body and everything that comes with that. But yeah, I did 153 days in quarantine, because this was when COVID was at its peak, and I was coming in and out of the hospitals because I ended up catching an infection in my mouth because of a surgery that I had while I was incarcerated. But yeah, I pretty much had the whole floor to myself, and I was the only person on that floor, and day in and day out for 153 days. I was in solitary confinement, for lack of a better term or word to use for it. But yeah, it's really it takes a strong mind to go through that. And I didn't have no TV. I had a little clock radio where I would pick up. We were in Yankton, South Dakota, so you can only imagine AM radio, but I had a couple books in there, and religious literature to read, and that's pretty much what got me through it. and my strong belief in God, and knowing that one day this would be all over, and that's what kept me sane, I guess, for lack of a better word. But I mean, it's tough for sure.
I mean, unless you've been through that, we haven't talked a lot about my childhood growing up, but I left home when I was 14 years old, and 14-year-old can't be on their own. So through those early years, I spent a lot of time with them trying to keep me where they thought I should be, and I was too knowledgeable for my own good at that age, and I knew I was better off on my own coming from the circumstances that I did. So spending that time, in your formative years in a place against your will, knowing that you didn't deserve to be there, and just showing people, once we get to talking about my story, you'll find out that the last place that they put me, they actually let me out because they knew I was going to go right back to the judge. They had known my story. But for guys like us, you'd mentioned that earlier, that some people don't handle it as well. When you've been through some extremely hard things in life,
oh yeah,
what drives others to the brink? At least from our perspective, it seems so minuscule, yet to them, it is the same thing for us.
Yeah.
We can just, because of the things that we've been through, your sister, she did 5 years too.
Yeah, that's
right?
correct, yeah.
Courtney did 17 years. That's just a large portion of life.
Absolutely.
And 12 total in your last 153 days in isolation because of COVID. That's got to be rough.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was not fun at all. But just knowing that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, per se, I mean, that kept me going. Things would get better, and fortunately they have. And I don't know. It's just, I'm grateful to all the people that were there for me and continue to be there for me, including yourself. And I don't know, the human body can persevere a lot. Let's just say that. Because I mean, if I would have, you would have told me, 15, 20 years ago, oh, you're going to go through this, and I would have been like, ain't no way, it's like, it can't be done. I don't even want to, imagine that. But I mean, I have, and I've been there, done that situation, and thank by the grace of God and my family and friends around me that I've made a success of myself, I guess, per se.
And I think that that success is just going to keep right on going, because the things that we are looking at doing in this community and the intentions that we have to heal as many people as we possibly can, and to showcase what a group of us can do.
Absolutely.
My whole life has been about psychology, and I've spent my whole life helping people in these situations, doing it from a kid. You start, like I said, I was always advanced as a child, but a lot of the kids that I was in with in my juvenile years, that's anybody who knows me, that's all I've ever wanted to do. And it sometimes it's to a fault. My wife, Kelly, I'm hoping that we're going to get her back in here and on camera soon, so we can start talking about some of the things that she's capable of doing and her goals. We'll try to do that as soon as possible. But I think I'm going to have you come with me, if you don't mind. It'd be wonderful to have you come speak with Jack with us on Saturday.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll start getting Louie here more on camera. He's a wonderful guy. He's funny as hell. His introduction video, we talked a little bit about Boots. He had everybody cracking up about Boots dying. He literally called up Eileen's Cookies and ordered a cookie for his cat Boots that died. But The funny thing is, he never had a cat.
Yeah,
so.
I hate cats, by the way. More of a dog person. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I made a whole fictitious cat and had a cookie made for him for his passing and whatnot. And I don't know, it was, you had to be there, one of those type of situations, but it was pretty funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I even think I even have a picture of it. No, maybe we can.
No, we do.
Throw it on there, and
yeah,
so
we
they can know what we're
we have
talking
a
about.
picture of the cookie.
Absolutely.
Those were good days. All right, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to jump off of here, and we're going to see you again on Saturday. We might stick around and record a few more videos that are a little more lighthearted, so we can kind of showcase some of Louie's humor. Don't hold anything against us.
Right.
So we love everybody. You guys have a great night, and we'll be talking soon. Louie, tell them goodbye.
See ya. Till next time.
Next time.